Did you know that the same guy that gave the modern form to Santa Claus and Uncle Sam also thought to make Republicans elephants and Democrats donkeys? Thomas Nast became America's first great political cartoonist and created both political symbols in the 1870s. I've always heard the Republicans referred to as the GOP, but I've never known what GOP stood for until now. It's the Grand Old Party. America's had 19 Republican presidents, and there's been 20 if you count Donald Trump twice. Their first meeting was in Ripon, Wisconsin on March 20th, 1854, and was created to stop the expansion of slavery into western states. Abraham Lincoln became the first Republican president in 1861 and reunited the country after the Civil War. In 1863, Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which was a presidential executive order that was the first step in freeing all slaves in America. At the turn of the century, William McKinley served as president from 1897 to 1901 when he was assassinated. He freed oppressed Cuba from Spanish in the Spanish-American War and took ownership of Hawaii, purchased the Philippines, Guam, and Puerto Rico. He raised tariffs to protect American manufacturers and factory workers. Theodore Roosevelt served from McKinley's death until 1909. He established the FDA, dramatically expanded national parks, expanded the Navy, and built the Panama Canal. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for mediating the end to the Russo-Japan War. Today's philosophy for the party, coming from the Republican National Committee website, the Republican Party stands for freedom, prosperity, and opportunity. Republicans are centered on stimulating economic growth for all Americans, protecting constitutionally guaranteed freedoms, ensuring the integrity of our elections, and maintaining our national security. We are working to preserve America's greatness for our children and grandchildren. Today, how are the Republicans advancing our cause? First, they're attempting to gain Greenland, expanding America to ensure our safety. What would have happened in World War II had the U.S. not owned Hawaii? Would have Japan attacked California? It's hard to say. Tariffs were controversial in the early 1900s, but they protected American jobs. They are still unpopular today. The difference is there was no income tax in the early 1900s, which is why Trump's plan to cut taxes is so important. We're supporting Israel. They're one of our few friends in the Middle East, and why wouldn't you want more friends there? Ending the war in Ukraine. There's been two approaches so far. Democrats gave Ukraine $66.5 billion in military assistance, and this has only caused death and destruction. Now Republicans are trying to find a peaceful end to the war and a way to rebuild Ukraine without the burden falling on the backs of U.S. taxpayers. The Department of Government Efficiency, according to their website, they've saved each taxpayer $931.68 as of April 11th, eliminating waste in government. Making America safe by securing our borders and evicting illegal aliens. On the state level, Republican Senator Mike Bachelet introduced a bill that will allow Iowa to buy 9 southern Minnesota counties. The governor's doggy task force shall expand on what Iowa has previously done to focus on the core function of government and reduce the cost of government at all levels. They've been lowering taxes and trusting Iowans to keep more of the money they earn. How can you support the Republican Party? First, you can act now and text ACTION to 80810 to stay informed. You can volunteer. You can go to gop.com/volunteer, do targeted voter outreach in your neighborhood, call targeted voters, do poll watching, or deliver yard signs to your neighbors. Biggest thing you can do is vote Republican and find or contact your local legislators at the website listed here. Might just want to use Google because you're not going to remember that. So get out there and vote is the main point. After all that, I hope you understand why it's called the Grand Old Party, but still, why the elephant? During the Civil War, soldiers used to use the term seeing the elephant as an expression meaning experiencing combat, and Thomas Nast later translated the animal into his political cartoons.